is that there is what's not being spoken about, well, it's definitely being spoken about on my podcast, is the growing alphabet mafia.
And straighting person, because apparently we're no longer allowed to say women. I mean, this is so ridiculous. And here's what's really funny. She immediately cripples her own argument here, right?
Actually trying to find, and of course I'm doing a mad scramble, and I'm definitely gonna unearth it and figure
I do. What?
She's like,
with that, there's nothing wrong with some of the craziest tweets came out about this guy, which is absolutely wild when you see the GUS.
Remember when feminism was about women standing tall? Now we've got Drew Barrymore on her knees in some weird prayer circle. What happened? Candace Owens is calling it out, and Hollywood's freaking out. But maybe it's time someone said what we're all thinking. Are you tired of celebs lecturing you? Remember when celebrities just made movies? Those days are long gone. Now they're on their knees, begging for woke points like it's the last cookie in the jar. Take Drew Barrymore, for example. She used to be America's sweetheart, the girl next door we all loved. Now, she's more like America's cringe queen. Drew's ratings are in the toilet. You think she'd try to be, I don't know, entertaining? Nope. She's going full woke instead. Get this. She actually got down on her knees in front of a trans activist. Yeah, you heard that right. It wasn't some comedy sketch or a bit. It was real, and it was uncomfortable. Like watching a car crash, but with more secondhand embarrassment. It's like Drew forgot she was hosting a talk show and thought she was at some weird religious ceremony.
actually trying to find, and of course I'm doing a mad scramble, and I'm definitely gonna unearth it and figure
I do. What?
She's like,
What's next? Interpretive dance interviews? Mime debates on climate change? I mean, come on, this is supposed to be entertainment, not a woke obstacle course. Candace Owens didn't hold back. She called Drew's behavior weird and said it's not how women act.
Oh, women are women. If you cannot enter a debate about abortion and even identify what it means to be a woman, you have no place in that debate.
And you know what? She's not wrong. Since when did being a strong, independent woman mean groveling at someone's feet? That's not feminism. That's just bizarre. Drew turned what should have been a normal conversation into some kind of pseudo-spiritual experience. It's like Hollywood's completely lost the plot. They think if they jump on the woke bandwagon hard enough, it'll save their careers. Newsflash, it won't. People tune in to be entertained, not to watch celebrities compete in the woke Olympics. But here's the kicker. Hollywood doesn't get it. They're so out of touch they think this is what the people want. They're confusing Twitter trends with real life. Newsflash, they're not the same thing. The more they push this stuff, the more viewers they lose. It's like they're allergic to success or something. So yeah, Drew Barrymore is on her knees, and Hollywood's cheering her on. But the rest of us, we're just wondering when we'll get our entertainment back. Because this circus, it's getting old real fast. You thought Drew Barrymore's knee drop was the main event. Hold on to your popcorn, cause Candace Owens just entered the ring, and she's not pulling any punches. What happened when these two worldviews collided? Let's just say it wasn't pretty. Candace Owens is saying what a lot of people are thinking, but most are too scared to say out loud, and boy is Hollywood freaking out. She called Drew's behavior degrading and accused her of bastardizing feminism. Ouch, that's gotta sting.
I don't know if you can get a bigger icebreaker than something that happened to me that I've never discussed with you, and I'm daring to do it right now.
But here's the thing, is she wrong? Drew's out here acting like being a strong woman means groveling at anyone's feet. Since when did feminism become about kneeling? Last time I checked, it was about standing tall and being equal.
With that, there's nothing wrong with some of the craziest tweets came out about this guy, which is absolutely wild when you see the GUS.
But I guess Drew didn't get that memo. Owens didn't stop there. Oh no, she went for the jugular. She said Drew was desperate to be liked and that her actions were humiliating. It's like watching a pro boxer take on a kid who's only ever played fighting games.
Is that there is what's not being spoken about, well, it's definitely being spoken about on my podcast, is the growing alphabet mafia. And
Drew's playing checkers while Candace is playing 4D chess. And you know what? Owens has a point. Hollywood's so obsessed with looking woke, they've forgotten what real feminism looks like. They're so busy trying to please everyone. They're pleasing no one. It's like they're allergic to common sense or something. But here's the kicker. Owens isn't just some random critic. She's built her whole career on calling out this kind of stuff. She's like the voice for all those people who are sick of being lectured by celebs who live in a bubble. You know, the ones who've never had to worry about paying rent or choosing between groceries and gas. Owens has a knack for saying what a lot of young conservatives are thinking, especially when it comes to identity politics and feminism. She's not afraid to go after anyone, even people on her own side. Remember her feud with Ben Shapiro? Yeah, she doesn't play favorites. So while Drew's busy trying to win the woke Olympics, Owens is out here dropping truth bombs. And whether you agree with her or not, you gotta admit, she's got guts. She's taking on Hollywood's elite, and she's not backing down. It's like David versus Goliath, but with more Twitter drama and less slingshots. Talk about biting the hand that feeds you. Hollywood's gone all in on woke, and guess what? Audiences are walking out. The Oscars used to be must-see TV. Now, it's like watching paint dry. But Candace Owens thinks there's more to this story. She's saying Hollywood's not just out of touch. They're actively trying to control the narrative. And boy, are people starting to notice.
The policies are harmful also to the people that they purport to help. And we have all of the evidence there to look at.
Remember when Hollywood was about making great movies? Yeah, those days are long gone. Now it's all about pushing an agenda, and it's not subtle either. These celebs are tripping over themselves to be the wokest of them all. It's like they've all drunk the same Kool-Aid, and now they're high on their own self-righteousness. But here's the thing, the more they push this stuff, the more viewers they lose. It's like they forgot that people watch movies and TV to be entertained, not lectured. Candace Owens might have blown the lid off this whole operation. She's saying it's not about making good movies anymore. It's about control. And you know what? She might be onto something. Look at the Oscars, they used to be a big deal, right? Now they're about as exciting as watching grass grow. The numbers don't lie. The 2023 Oscars lost 58% of viewers compared to 2020. That's not just a dip, that's a full-on nosedive. People are tuning out in droves.
Actions women can take. Are women even allowed to exist anymore? This is what her side represents. It is so radical to not even be able to formulate the word woman.
And it's not just the award shows. Hollywood keeps rejecting real talent and promoting these woke puppets. It's like they're allergic to success or something. They'd rather push their agenda than make something people actually want to watch. And then they act all surprised when their movies flop. But here's the kicker. Hollywood insiders are starting to feel the heat too. Word on the street is there's growing fatigue among actors and executives. They're tired of the pressure to conform to all these progressive ideologies. It's like they went so hard on responding to movements like I Am Me Too and Black Lives Matter that they forgot how to just make good content. So what's the result? Ratings are tanking, box office numbers are down, and even streaming services are losing subscribers. People are voting with their remote controls, and they're saying no thanks to Hollywood's woke circus. It's almost like Hollywood's in a race to see who can alienate their audience the fastest. And let me tell you, they're all winning that race. Remember when watching movies was about escaping reality, not getting lectured? Well, guess what? Audiences are over it. They're not just changing the channel anymore. They're sending a message that's hitting Hollywood where it hurts most. Their wallets. People are sick and tired of being told how to think by millionaire celebs who've never had to worry about making rent. It's like Hollywood forgot their job is to entertain, not preach. They're so busy trying to be woke, they've lost touch with what regular folks actually want. And here's the thing, the more Hollywood pushes their agenda, the more people push back. It's like they're in a contest to see who can alienate their audience faster. Spoiler alert, they're all winning that race. Remember when Bud Light thought it'd be a great idea to partner with Dylan Mulvaney? Yeah, that didn't end well. Their sales took a nosedive and they lost billions in market value. Turns out people don't like being force-fed ideology with their beer. Who knew? It's not just Bud Light though. Hollywood's feeling the heat too. People aren't tuning in to see celebrities play act at being woke. They want real entertainment, not propaganda dressed up as movies. But Hollywood's so caught up in their bubble, they can't see the writing on the wall. Candace Owens nailed it when she said, people aren't buying it anymore. They're sick of being lectured by millionaire celebs who live in a bubble.
Straighting person, because apparently we're no longer allowed to say women. I mean, this is so ridiculous. And here's what's really funny. She immediately cripples her own argument here, right?
And you know what? She's right. People are tired of being talked down to by folks who think they know better just because they're famous. Even some folks in Hollywood are getting fed up. There's talk of fatigue among actors and studio execs. Turns out constantly trying to be progressive is pretty exhausting. Who'd have thought? So what's the result of all this woke nonsense? Ratings are tanking, box office numbers are down, and streaming services are losing subscribers left and right. It's like watching a slow motion car crash, and Hollywood's behind the wheel. The message is clear. People want entertainment that actually entertains. Not lectures, not propaganda, just good old-fashioned storytelling. Is that too much to ask? Apparently for Hollywood it is. But hey, if they want to keep digging their own grave, who are we to stop them? And Hollywood's in for a surprise. They thought they could shove their agenda down our throats and we'd just swallow it. Guess what? We're not that hungry. People are sick of being talked down to by celebs who think they're smarter just because they're rich and famous. It's like they forgot we're the ones who made them stars in the first place. But the tide's turning. More and more folks are tuning out the woke lectures and looking for real entertainment. Some media experts are even saying we might see a comeback of good old-fashioned storytelling. Can you believe it? Movies that are just movies?
You'd find this stuff online. Your employer, you couldn't get hired. This guy got right.
Oh, this guy.
That used to be that.
What a concept. You ready for entertainment that actually entertains again? Not cause it's coming. Hollywood can keep their preachy stuff. The rest of us, we just want to watch something fun without feeling like we're back in school. Is that too much to ask?